Piano teachers, something that I teach even to my beginners as soon as they're starting to play different scales, and I start to give them pieces with different tonalities. It is important for them to start to understand the meaning behind what a tonality means and to be able to recognize it and find it in their piece. So I will explain the first basic three chords that we need, which is the tonic chord, the dominant, or the chord of fifth, and the subdominant, the chord of from the fourth step. Now, if we are located in the kingdom of C major, if our tonality, like in this study by Czerny, is in C major, then the king is, who is the king? The first chord, C, E, and G. The queen, or the dominant, because she dominates, we will find this chord quite often throughout the piece, is the chord of the fifth step, G, B, D. And their child, the prince or the princess, is the chord of the fourth step, F, A, C. I always try to give some parallel examples instead of just giving them harmonic terms. I use the story of a kingdom because they all have it in their different fairy tales or the cartoons and movies they watch. So the king, which is our main chord, the tonic chord, the queen, the dominant chord, and the subdominant chord, their kid, the prince. Now, let's see on this piece, so that they understand in which kingdom they live, in which tonality the piece is written. We always look at the first chord and the last one, and especially the last key, the lowest key. Here, it's very obvious which kingdom we are living in. This is the kingdom of C major. And especially in this study, we will find all these relatives of the king. This is the king, then this is the queen, inverted. If I place here my G key, this is the dominant chord. Of course, I won't bring so many details, especially to beginners. I will just talk to them about the king, being able to find the king so that we understand the kingdom, the tonality of the piece we're playing. But if my even beginner students on their first or second year of learning piano, they're already playing scales with inversions, I will explain also this chord, which is an inverted chord of the queen, of the dominant. Instead of it sitting in an initial position, it inverted and went on to sit like that. And then we also have their child, again inverted, the prince or the princess. If I place my F key here, what do I have? The chord of the subdominant. And that's how, from the beginning, my students try and start to realize the meaning of tonalities through this example of a kingdom and its main character, the king, the tonic chord. Now let's say in this piece we have a little bit of a melody here and the tonic chord only appears in the fourth bar. Okay, let's say they cannot still realize what's happening. We are looking at the key signature, if of course they have played this scale. So we have here one flat, so it's either going to be F major or it's relative minor, D minor. So what are we looking at? Always at the last key on the bass. Here what do we have? F, C, and the right hand plays. This is actually the chord of our new kingdom, which is F major, because I have F on my bass. It is just an open position, and they also you can also try to explain this to them. This is an open position of a chord of the king, because if I place this chord here to close the position, I would have the perfect four-voice tonic chord of F major. So this piece is written in the kingdom of F major, and king here is not this, but this chord. Have a good practice, and hopefully this example helps, or maybe you have your own examples on how to try and get your students to understand the meaning of tonality and the tonic chords.